Hi, it's me again, the Theatric Dyspraxic, here in my messy room. And I've decided to go live without really planning anything. Well, I do have some things kind of planned, but, well, this is very impromptu. Something I decided to do because I'm going to be doing some monologues. I just felt like doing some readings, some acting stuff, because acting is something that I really love and is very interesting to me, very, very fun for me. And I call myself the Theatric Dyspraxic because I'm dyspraxic, obviously, but also I am theatrical in the sense that I have done a lot of theater and I enjoy acting and all that kind of good stuff. So here's what's going to happen. I've brought up a couple of pages, very rare, very random kind of pages that have male monologues. Some of them are dramatic, some of them are comedic. I know that nobody's watching right now, but, oh, hello, somebody joined. Hello, hello, here's a wave. It's telling me to wave, but I'm just going to wave in the video. And, yeah, basically, I'm just going to do cold readings of, whatever that I can find on these lists that have dramatic or comedic monologue. It's going to be quite random. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So hope you enjoy. And also, if anybody has any, if anybody who tunes in would like to join me and sort of do like a sort of two-way scene, like a dual scene, like between two people, if they have like a scene, like a transcript for something or just a scene from something they want to send me that's between two people, then I'm totally down for that as well. But for now, I'm just going to do some monologues just for my own enjoyment, and then I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel. So even though there's not really hardly anybody watching right now, this will still be put on YouTube for the whole world to see my embarrassing endeavors. So let's look through this list and see where I want to get started. What's a good thing to start with? Let's see. How about this one? It's from As You Like It, All the World's a Stage monologue by Jacques, or Jacques. And I was actually supposed to play Jacques in a production of As You Like It, but it got shut down due to the coronavirus. So I was actually going to have to learn this speech, but we were in our early stages of rehearsal, and I hadn't memorized anything, and then we got canceled. So I don't have it memorized, but I think I've read the monologue over enough times to kind of, have an understanding. So here I go. And again, this is at home, so, if I was actually in an auditorium in front of an audience or something, then it would probably be better. But I'm just at home in my room. It's hot. Our AC is broken. I have my fan on. As you can see, it's taking up like more than half the screen, but here we go. So button up. Get ready. Ooh. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 5, 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths, and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, and fair round belly with good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big, manly voice, turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. And scene. Alright, well, that was the first monologue. For the people who are watching later, because nobody's watching it now, I hope you enjoyed it, or enjoy it in the future, as of this time now. Alright, let's go on to the next one. There's a lot of Shakespeare stuff in this. How about we'll do something a little bit cheesy and romantic, even though I don't look like the kind of person that would play a romantic lead. Which would be nice if I did, but I just don't have that look about me, you know. Oh, yeah. So, this one is, but soft what light through yonder window breaks. Romeo monologue from Romeo and Juliet. But soft what light through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou her maid art far more fair than she, but not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eyes discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright, that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch her cheek. Alright, we'll come back to that page. Let's try and see what kind of comedic monologues there are. Let's see. Let us say, looking through the list of things that I can do. A lot of Shakespeare stuff. I don't want to just do Shakespeare. I want to do something more contemporary. I'm not feeling this list. Let's look at this one. Oh yeah, this is a good one to do. This one is from The Producers, which is one of my favorite musicals. I've always wanted to be in it. Play Leo, although at this point I probably would fit Max more. And I used to actually audition with the song Betrayed, oh boy, I'm so betrayed. Now I'm about to go to jail. I have no one to pay my bail. I have no one that I could cry to, no one I could say goodbye to. Yeah. So, but this is a monologue from the character Leo. And this is takes place in the courtroom scene near the end of the show and the movie. And this is Leo trying to appeal to the judge's sensibilities and exonerate Max. So. I would like to say something, Your Honor. Not on my behalf, but in reference to my partner, Mr. Bialystok. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Max Bialystok is the most selfish man I ever met in my life. Not only is he a liar and a cheat and a scoundrel and a crook who has taken money from little old ladies, he has also talked people into doing things, especially me, that they would never in 1,000 years have dreamed of doing. But, Your Honor, as I understand it, the law was created to protect people from being wronged. Your Honor, whom has Max Bialystok wronged? I mean, whom has he really hurt? Not me. Not me. I was... this man. No one ever called me Leo before. I mean, I know it's not a big legal point, but even in kindergarten they used to call me Blue. I never sang a song before. I mean, with someone else. I never sang a song with someone else before. This man. This is a wonderful man. He made me what I am today. He did. And what of the dear ladies? What would their lives have been without Max Bialystok? Max Bialystok, who made them feel young again, and attractive, and wanted again. That's all I have to say. Okay. It feels weird doing this without an audience. I mean, not that I've done this in front of an audience, but, you know, this isn't something that I do very often. God, it's so hot, and I shouldn't be wearing a hat, but my hairline is just messed up. Oh well, you know what, screw it, it's just so hot, and yeah, I know. What the hell's going on up here? I don't even know. It's messed up. Anyway. It doesn't get darker, that's the thing. Like, I can't tan my scalp. I'm such a pale person. And my hair is not thick enough yet to hide the scalp. So, this is how it looks. And it won't tan. It just will not tan. And my skin won't tan. I look so pale. Oh, okay. I did this at a bad time, didn't I? Okay. This one is from My Fair Lady. This is a monologue from Professor Henry Higgins. And I've never seen My Fair Lady, so I don't really know what to expect. I'm going to do him with a British accent. Even though I have no idea if this show even takes place in England. But let's do it. See how well I handle a British accent. Okay. Eliza, you are to stay here for the next 6 months, learning how to speak beautifully, like a lady in a florist shop. If you're good and do whatever you're told, you shall sleep in a proper bedroom, have lots to eat, and money to buy chocolates and take rides in taxis. But if you are naughty and idle, you shall sleep in the back kitchen amongst the black beetles, and be walloped by Mrs. Pierce with a broomstick. At the end of 6 months you shall be taken to Buckingham Palace in a carriage, beautifully dressed. If the king finds out that you are not a lady, the police will take you to the Tower of London, where your head will be cut off as a warning to other presumptuous flower girls. But if you are not found out, you shall have a present of 7 and 6 to start life with as a lady in a shop. If you refuse this offer, you will be a most ungrateful, wicked girl, and the angels will weep for you. Oh, now, are you satisfied? geekery. See, I guess it does take place in London. Okay, well that works. Let's go back to the dramatic monologues. Oh, I look so sweaty and gross right now. So this one is powerful dramatic monologues for men, and it's got like a short description, beforehand. Mind trick. We'll start with that one. What is this one? Mind Trick is a teen drama monologue that explores how one deals with strange thoughts and behavior within ourselves. Okay, this is kind of a short one, so. Sometimes I feel like I'm not normal. What is normal anyway, right? I guess like everyone else, I get stupid thoughts sometimes. I keep them to myself because I don't want anyone thinking I'm a weirdo. I wonder if everyone gets strange thoughts but just don't want to admit it. I think we all get strange thoughts. You want to know what kind of thoughts I get? Well, I can't tell you because it's too embarrassing. It is. I just can't. I mean, you ever have a thought where your mind just wanders off into some unknown world and it captivates you for a minute or two and suddenly you snap out of it because you realize that it's a messed up thought? That's as far as I want to go with it. With what I'm telling you. Because it makes me feel funny discussing this. But do you, honestly, does your mind ever play tricks on you? See? That was interesting. Interesting one. Old habits die slowly. Wilfred has to bring the truth to his daughter about her cheating mother. What? Let's do this one. Okay. It's a release of all the years of built-up stress and agony. All the years of waiting by the window for your mother to return. Always scared that one day she'd leave me when you became old enough to understand. And now it has happened, and I am quite relieved of it. The more I sit here and talk to you, the more happy I become. This news isn't anything I had imagined it would be. No. This feeling is a pleasure I never could have invented. There's a lightness in my chest. I feel as though I could fly away and soar through the sky. Don't you see? I am free. Don't think your father doesn't have any other interests. Oh, I have a great many interests. Many things to occupy my time, my mind. My mind has always been my greatest asset, you know. When one knows how to take advantage, to take the time to think, and all will be very well. And don't you dare look at me and feel sorry for me. No, no! There are women who still have me, too. The kind of women who have always let me know with their eyes that they found me attractive. But I never acted upon such inclinations due to my loyalty to your mother. So there you have it. I will enjoy this wondrous day in the month of May and think and wonder and have some wine out in the garden and read over those words in the telegram. Those words, and wonder if they were sent out from glee or uncertainty or anger. Perhaps, but no. There must have been a mistake or a jest of some sort. No. No. Of course not. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go back to this first one. Let's see here. Okay. Mankind marches on. Peter Trofimov from the cherry orchard. Peter, an intellectual with an often pretentious nature, sheds light on his views with mankind marches on. I'm going to try and do the pose and the image. Is this a good mug? Good mug? Okay. Mankind marches on, going from strength to strength. All that now eludes will one day be well within our grasp. But as I say, we must work hard and we must do all we can for those who are trying to find the truth. Oh, it's Russia. Here in Russia, very few people do work at present. The kind of Russian intellectuals I know, far and away the greater part of them anyway, aren't looking for anything. They don't do anything. They still don't know the meaning of hard work. They call themselves an intelligentsia, but they speak to their servants as inferior and treat the peasants like animals. They don't study properly. They never read anything serious. In fact, they don't do anything at all. Science is something they just talk about, and they know precious little about art. Oh, they're all very earnest. They all go round looking extremely solemn. They talk of nothing but weighty issues, and they discuss abstract problems, while all the time everyone knows the workers are abdominally fed and sleep without proper bedding, 30 or 40 to a room, with bed bugs everywhere, to say nothing of the stench, the damp, the moral degradation. And clearly all our fine talk is just meant to pull wool over our own eyes, and other people's too. Tell me, where are those children's crutches that there's all this talk about? Where are the libraries? They're just things people write novels about. We haven't actually got any of them. What we have got is dirt, vulgarity, and squalor. I loathe all those earnest faces. They scare me, and so do earnest conversations. Why can't we keep quiet for a change? I have no idea if that was a Russian accent, but I just saw that it took place in Russia. I don't know if the character's Russian, so I just decided to just go with it and just be Russian. What's next? I don't know how much longer I have, so don't be surprised if it just kind of cuts off. Look at my cowlick. Look at that cowlick. It's so weird. My hairline just goes like whoosh, so uneven. That's what sucks. The Glass Menagerie. Tom Wingfield. I don't know where this guy's from, so I don't really know what kind of accent, but he says he has tricks in his pocket, so he might be like from New York or something. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just do like a very nondescript kind of New York accent, but not too crazy, you know. It could be kind of normal, which is not what I just did, but let's try this out. Get comfortable. I'm not in character. I don't know anything about the character, so I don't know how to pose. I don't know what is his body language. What is, you know? I don't know. I just don't know. Yes, I have tricks in my pocket. I have things up my sleeve. But I am the opposite of a stage magician. He gives you illusion that has the appearance of truth. I give you truth and the pleasant disguise of illusion. To begin with, I turn back time. I reverse it to that quaint period, the 30s, when the huge middle class of America was matriculating in a school for the blind. Their eyes had failed them, or they had failed their eyes, and so they were having their fingers pressed forcibly down on the fiery braille alphabet of dissolving economy. In Spain there was a revolution. Here there were only shouting and confusion. In Spain there was Guernica. Here There were disturbances of labor, sometimes pretty violent, in otherwise peaceful cities such as Chicago, Cleveland, St. Louis. This is the social background of the play. The play is memory. Being a memory play, it is dimly lighted. It is sentimental. It is not realistic. In memory, everything seems to happen to music. That explains the fiddle in the wings. I am the narrator of the play and also a character in it. The other characters are my mother, Amanda, my sister Laura, and a gentleman caller, who appears in the final scenes. He is the most realistic character in the play, being an emissary from a world of reality that we were somehow set apart from. But since I have a poet's weakness for symbols, I am using this character also as a symbol. He is the long-delayed but always expected something that we live for. There is a fifth character in the play, who doesn't appear except in this larger-than-life size photograph over the mantel. This is our father, who left us a long time ago. He was a television man who fell in love with long distances. He gave up his job with the telephone company and skipped the light fantastic out of town. The last we have heard of him was a postcard from Mazatlan on the Pacific coast of Mexico, containing a message of 2 words, hello, goodbye, and no address. I think the rest of the play will explain itself. See, that was very interesting. I'm gonna have to play that. I'm gonna have to read this show. I'm interested in seeing what it's about. That was actually very well written. The Glass Menagerie. Let's go back to the see if there's any other comedic stuff. Overruled Gregory. This should be interesting. Talked to my doctor yesterday, and she said I seem to be okay. Paul, you better look around. How many times you think you can run that body down? How many nights you think that you can do what you've been doing? Ooh, now you're fooling. Whack! Alright, let's get it started. Do you like my singing? Me neither. You see, it's a great many years since I've been able to allow myself to fall in love. I know lots of charming women, but the worst of it is, they're all married. Women don't become charming, to my taste, until they're fully developed. And by that time, if they're really nice, they're snapped up and married. And then because I am a good man, I have to place a limit to my regard for them. I may be fortunate enough to gain friendship and even very warm affection from them. But my loyalty to their husbands and their hearts and their happiness obliges me to draw a line and not overstep it. Of course, I value such affection and regard very highly indeed. I am surrounded with women who are most dear to me, but every one of them has a post sticking up, if I may put it that way, with the inscription, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." How we all loathe that notice. In every lovely garden, in every dell full of primroses, on every fair hillside, we meet that confounded board. And there is always a gamekeeper round the corner. But what is that to the horror of meeting it on every beautiful woman, and knowing that there is a husband around the corner? I have had this accursed board standing between me and every dear and desirable woman, until I thought I had lost the power of letting myself fall, really and wholeheartedly, in love. That was kind of sad. I thought this was supposed to be a comedy page. Okay. That kind of depressed me. Because I can relate to it, you know. As many men can. Sweet and 20, he. Let's see what this is all about. The young woman wants to know how the young man can be sure he is destined to be with her. Because you have changed the whole world for me. It's as though I had been groping about in the dark, and then sunrise! And there's a queer feeling here. To tell the honest truth, there's still a queer feeling in the pit of my stomach. It's a gone feeling, if you must know, and my knees are weak. I know now why men used to fall on their knees when they told a girl they loved her. It was because they couldn't stand up, and there's a feeling in my feet as though I were walking on air, and I could die for you and be glad of the chance. It's perfectly absurd, but it's absolutely true. I've never spoken to you before, and heaven knows if I may never get a chance to speak to you again. But I never forgive myself if I didn't say this to you now. I love you. I love you. I love you. Now tell me I'm a fool. Tell me to go. Anything. I've had my say. Why don't you speak? All right. Passion. Passion. You've got your passion, you've got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Somewhere better than here. Check this one out. I don't know how long I've been doing this. I don't know when it's going to cut off. It may cut off randomly. Last time I did one of these, it didn't give me a notice, but hey. Somewhere better than here, Cram shares his bitterness and truthful banter about how he genuinely feels about the love of his life. Rhonda. Look, I'll tell you. I have no problem with her being what she truly is. I don't hold it against her. I'm not judging her. She just doesn't want to hear the truth, or what it actually is, especially if it pertains to who they really are. Whoa. Fuck, oh my god, I just totally skipped ahead. I'm so sorry. Let me try this again. Take 2. Look, I'll tell you. I have no problem with her being what she truly is. I don't hold it against her. I'm not judging her. She just doesn't want to hear the truth. Look at me. I'm a gambler and a lowlife. I admit it freely because that's my reality. I don't go around trying to sugarcoat it. It is what it is, and I am what I am, okay? People get so hell-bent on accurate descriptions of what the truth actually is, especially if it pertains to who they really are, because they can't face the reality of it for themselves. Everybody's trying to show a face, instead of being their real selves. To turn to your fellow neighbor and call them out on something is presumed preposterous today. Am I right? The arrows and daggers that get flung at you by all these different groups is frightening. Everybody becomes a Frankenstein when they open their mouths for stating the facts. That's why I don't talk to no one. I want no part of the drama. I keep to myself and stay low-key in my low-life world. I don't bother nobody, and nobody bothers me. Amen. If I'm asked my opinion about an issue, I go dumb. That's it. Easy. I don't play sides and I don't play games. I could care less. Honestly. Waste my time. Rhonda was a rare exception. I took an extra minute to tell her the truth because, as you said, I was married to her and there's an understanding. At least, I thought there was an understanding. But she threw me out the bar, threatening to call the police, so I had no choice but to leave. Now she hates me, but she respects me, because she knows I play it straight. And that's why I don't want to go to the bar, because I don't need the aggravation, especially when watching the game. But I'll tell you something. I actually take back what I said about calling her and what I called her. I take it back because I don't want her to be that way. It's not for me to tell her what to do with her life. But inside myself, if you want to know the truth, I'm bitter about her ongoings because she's better than that. She's a beautiful woman who chooses to sell herself short of what she's worth. She married me, for instance. She never should have married me. She's way too good for me. I'm a bum, and she's a rare gem that happens to work in this crummy town, bartending to all of us losers. Had she been born somewhere more promising, maybe with a better upbringing, like if she was given a fair shot at her potential, man, oh man, she'd be the greatest woman that ever lived on this earth. That's the truth about it. So in short, if I seem hostile and choose my words bluntly, it's on account that I really care for her, and wish to God I was a better man, capable of giving her the life she deserves. But don't ever repeat any of this to her, because I'll kill you. I like that one. Mr. Bad Mood. How much time do I have left? I have no idea. I got a little bit of time. Yeah. I can do this for an hour, so yeah. I know that nobody's joined me, but you know what? It's just me performing, and, you know, a lot of my friends who actually watch stuff like this, they're all, like, asleep right now, so I'm sorry about this. It bothers me so much, but there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, Jesus Christ, you can't control what nature does to your hair. I don't know why it just looks like this. It's messed up, but whatever. I just have to live with it. It's a shame, sort of what, you know, the kind of stigma we have towards people who, you know, just happen to lose their hair. You know, I mean, for instance, like for me, I would never get cast in any of these kinds of roles simply because I'm losing my hair. You know, unless I wore a wig. But, you know, I'm just not the kind of person that they'd be looking for. They want somebody who has great hair. And I never had great hair, but now I'm losing it. It's receding, and I'm experiencing like diffuse hair loss, and, you know, I'm trying to remedy it, trying to help it in some way. And maybe when it grows out, maybe I'll be able to style it or something, but yeah. Anyway, this is, Bill gets visited by his son Vince for refusing to leave the lighthouse, and in this monologue, he explains to his son the reason why. So this sounds like I'm playing an older character. So an older character, God, I wish I had a pipe right now. Here, this can be my pipe. I look like the penguin. Alright. Alright. Pretend this is a pipe. Actually, you know what? This is my pipe. I'd need, just picture my face is my beard is white. This is where I wish to be when I go. Thought I'd be gone by now, but my body is stronger than I wish it to be. And I'm hoping within 2 weeks I'll be officially gone for good. I'm dying, Vince. Do I have to speak it to you, boy? That's why McGregor can't be allowed to take things over. Not until I've had my last breath. Sit down. Now you're the one who looks unwell. I like the quiet. I enjoy the cool morning breeze that wakes me up like clockwork each day. The sounds of the waves crashing against them rocks. The sand, the gulls, the fire. A good book will do me, accompanied with some scotch, and I'm home at last. Home at last. Sometimes, without even trying, the ghost of this lighthouse will whisper in my ear and sing me songs, softly, that magnify my calm. It's rich, a good life, with no one around. I can shout, I can cry, I can piss in the wind for all I care, and never be bothered. Pure freedom, as life should be, keeping things to a minimum, enough to get on with, without any worries. Civilization is less than what it is cracked up to be. I prefer the rugged terrain and the silence. Oh, that great distilled silence. Just the sound of my own breath until it fades away into the open sea. Yeah, you don't smoke a pipe like this. It's more like, because now I'm like making out with this side of a comb. Hello, my boar bristle brush spread all the sweat all over my freaking scalp. Here we go. Now you know why I wear the hat. All right, let's get on with it. Next one. Ooh, the killer. The killer. I'm interested in this one. In this frightening character monologue, a killer toys with their latest victim in a real flippant and cold manner. Can send shivers down one's spine. It's perfect for me. Let's take the brush out again and pretend that I'm I'll do this whole monologue like Emo Phillips. You might be wondering why I haven't killed you yet. I'm actually wondering that as well. Not so sure. Usually I just do it. Takes less than a second. Then it's forgotten the rest. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do it seriously. You might be wondering why I haven't killed you yet. I'm actually wondering that as well. Not so sure. Usually I do it. Takes less than a second. Then it's forgotten in the next. With you it's different. Don't know why. I just don't know why. Why can't I kill you? I have no feelings for you whatsoever. I don't know you. We never met. So strange. I guess even the greats have an off night. Maybe this is my off night. Maybe. Should I let you go? What's the point? What do you think? Should I let you live? Yeah? You think you should live? I should just let you walk right out of here? Well, that's something to be hopeful about, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Some psycho was about to kill you and then lets you go. Ha! What a story you can tell your friends. Amazing stuff right there, don't you think? But I have to kill you. No, relax. I do because it's what I'm supposed to do. Even when an athlete is having an off night, he still performs. I have to perform. I'm not so sure I could live with myself if I don't perform. Letting you go doesn't make me the star player that I believe myself to be. You understand, right? I mean, it sucks for you that I'm gonna kill you now, but I'm sure there's a part of you that understands. Even the tiniest part. Well, I usually forget these things, but I think this time around I will definitely remember you. Take care! Yeah. I'm gonna do one more. And this is going to be one that I'm going to do from memory, so I hope I don't forget it when I'm doing it. But this is the speech from the great dictator, originally written and performed by Charlie Chaplin, when he gets mistaken for Adenoid Hinkle, which is sort of a parody of Hitler, during that whole crazy mess. And I memorized it so that just, because I wanted to, and wanted to see if I could. So here I am. I'm going to perform it for you now. I'm sorry. I do not wish to be an emperor. That is not my business. I do not wish to rule or conquer anyone. I would like to help people if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We don't want to hate or despise one another. In this world there is room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The airplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of disparaging men, women, and little children, victims of a system that make men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who hear me, I say, do not despair, for the misery that is upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hatred of men will pass, and dictators die, and the sound that they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't spend your lives for these brutes, these men who despise you, enslave you, regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you as cattle, and use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men. Machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written that the kingdom of God is within man. Not one man nor a group of men, but in all men. In you. Yes, you, the people, have the power to create machines. You, the people, have the power to create happiness. You have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then, in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite to do away with national barriers, to do away with hate and greed and intolerance. By the promises of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise, and they never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Then let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight for a new world. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress can lead to all of men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite! Hannah, can you hear me? wherever you are, Hannah, look up. The clouds are lifting. The sun is breaking through. We are coming out of the darkness and into the light. We are coming into a new world. Kindlier world, where men rise above their hate, their greed, and intolerance. Look up, Hannah. The soul of man has been given wings, and at last he is beginning to fly. He is flying into the rainbow, into the light of hope, into the future, the glorious future that belongs to you, to me, and to all of us. Look up, Hannah. Look up. All right. Oh boy, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Oh my god. I wish I could just darken my scalp. What is it? I don't know what this thing is. It's driving me crazy. I don't want to. Why can't my hair be normal? Alright. Well, that's it. I don't have anything else to say. This is nearing the end, so I might as well stop it here. I hope that, nobody watched it live, but I hope that, people who did watch it, got a kick out of it, enjoyed it, whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to follow me at the Theatric Dyspraxic. I'm going to do more sort of live stream type stuff. Some more of this kind of stuff probably just for myself, even though I don't really anticipate anybody taking much of an interest in it. But also want to be doing more sort of discussions, just talking with other people, with other Dyspraxics. Oh, it's so hot. God, it's so freaking hot. Anyway, look up, I look up when I walk. Yeah, anyway, till next time, goodbye. End this all. Let's end it now before we get beheaded. Oh no, don't want to see that. Don't want. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, let me stand on it. Ooh, let me, my hair looks a little bit better in that light, but still got this calico thing going on. Calico, is that what it is? Ooh, I should do this from this angle from now on. Yeah, It's crazy. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy. It's so crazy. I don't think he's right, man. Something's wrong with it. I Close up nostril. Eyewitness News. 40 winks. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just 40 winks away. Can you tell that I'm sweating? Can you tell that there's no AC? What am I doing now? Why did I not stop this thing when I said I would? Whole world's gonna see that I'm crazy. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. They can all look at it. They can all think I'm crazy. They can all look at me and go, hey, what is wrong with this guy? He's out of his core. He's out of his mind. Yes. Yes. I'm going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad. It finally happened. It finally happened. Oh yes, it finally happened. I'm slightly mad. I'm very slightly mad. I'm slightly mad. I'm very slightly mad. Slightly mad. I'm very slightly mad. Slightly mad. He's got the COVID-19 and counting. Can you imagine if I got COVID? That wouldn't be fun, especially in this heat. COVID in the summer is just not my scene. Alright. I'm just gonna go into this cuts off because I'm bored and I am bored. Bored and bored. The Papa Pajama rode out of bed and he went to the New Year's station. And when Papa found out, he began to shout. It started the investigation. It was against the law. It was against the law. What your mama saw. It was against the law. Well, Papa looked down and spit on the ground every time my name gets mentioned. And the radical priest come and get me released. We was all in the house of detention. Well, I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way. I'm taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye, Rosie, Queen of Corona. See me and Julio down by the schoolyard. See me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Oh, it's hard to whistle when you're lying down. In a couple of days they come and take me away, but the press let the story leak. And the radical priest come and get me released. We was all on the cover of Newsweek. Well, I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way. I'm taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye, Rose, the Queen of Corona. See me and Julio down by the schoolyard. See me and Julio down by the schoolyard. See me and Julio down by the schoolyard. I am so happy. I am so happy. Can't you see I'm smiling? I'm smiling. Aren't you the most beautiful person? Hi. Hello. Welcome. I think that you have the most beautiful pearls. Hey. Hello. Oh, man. She rejected me. That's not fun. Oh, wow. There. We finally reached the climax. Alright, well, I'll bid you all adieu. It's gonna be really weird when you make it to the end.